Thank you for coming to this July 9, 2018 meeting of CONA, which is the Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Associations. I'm Kathy Benz, and I'm the president. All candidates qualified to run for the District 2 seat of the County Commission race were invited to attend this forum. We are videotaping the meeting, and it will be posted on the internet pretty quickly. It may not be on our site because we've been having difficulty getting things to our site right away, but you'll be able to find a link to it from our site. We put a lot of resource materials on our website, so go to our website and take a look at what's available on the different pages. And there's a very good video there that talks about CONA and its mission. We've got a lot of people here that deserve recognition, and so I would like people who would like to introduce themselves, please to stand, and we'll go one at a time and identify who you are. There's a microphone here. I guess Bill, can you, where's Bill Zola? Can you get to them? Whoever stands up, we'd like you to identify yourself. And if you've got a pressing issue in your neighborhood, briefly discuss it, please. We do have a time later in the meeting where we'll have you discuss that. If you'll wait for that. Are there any elected officials here? Could you go back and identify?
Hi everyone, I'm Caroline Zucker, and I'm currently on the Sarasota County School Board. I'm not running for election this time, I'm just here.
Thank you. And Shirley Brown?
Shirley Brown, I'm also on the Sarasota County School Board, but I get a minute to talk later.
Yeah, I'm going to give every candidate running in a primary race a minute to come to the podium and speak later just a little bit.
Hi, I'm Jane Goodwin. I'm Vice Chair of the Sarasota County School Board, and I am running for re-election.
Olivia?
She's over
Where's
here.
Olivia? Okay. Olivia's not in the primary, but she's running, and she wanted people to be able to see her and approach her and get some literature.
My name is Olivia Babbis. I'm running for State Senate District 23. I do not have a primary, so I will be on the November ballot.
This was a learning experience to me because I looked for everyone that was running in primaries, and when I went on to the Supervisor of Elections website, I went to an area that I thought would show me everyone that was in the race for November, and there's a second place that's called Special Elections, and that's where Olivia's race is discussed. Now, she won't be in the primary, she'll be in the election in November. So you'll see her later on in the fall when we do our forums for the candidates for the fall election. Anyone else?
Yes, good evening. Matt Woodall, serving Group 5 for the Sarasota County Soil and Water Conservation District. Running this cycle, so I've taken one off. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. And I'll turn the mic over to State Representative.
Okay, alrighty.
That's it?
Are there any elected officials here? I see Susan Chapman's here. She formerly was a city commissioner. She's most probably going to run sometime in the future for something. We hope. Okay. Our next CONA meeting is Monday, August 13. And we will have the second candidate forum for the primary. Excuse me, I have to change glasses to read or to see, so don't get old, all right? And it will be a candidate forum similar to this, and it'll be just for the District 4 candidates, but any one of the candidates who's running in the primary also will be given a minute at the podium before those candidates submit themselves to our questions. So be prepared to come back in August, please, because there are not very many forums being held, and I think that it's unfair to the candidates not to have the access to the voters, so that's what we want to provide. Now, from the floor, do we have any member organizations other than the ones that I had arranged for that have issues that they would like to describe in a minute? Bill, if you can take the microphone to anyone that stands up. I know that at this point there's a fellow over here. If you can just, in a minute, try and sum up what your issue is.
Sure can. My name is Tom Meehan. I'm probably the newest member of CONA. I live in the Chestnut Creek HOA in Venice. I'm here tonight to discuss or complain about the plan to relocate Venice Hospital, which is currently in downtown Venice, to a residential area right south of the Jacaranda roundabout. Any of you that have driven in that area understand the development that's been going on there. And I have a map here. If you're interested, come up to me afterwards, because I only have a minute, and I can explain in more detail. Our concerns are not only the traffic, but the stormwater control. We are probably the lowest point in the area, and we spend a lot of money on our lakes. So just briefly, they're also talking about putting a car dealership right here near the Jacaranda roundabout. Tomorrow at the Anderson building, there will be members of HOAs down there to make their objections known to the commissioners. Okay.
Thank you. Chris, do you have anything that you want to add? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Good evening, I'm Linda Rowe, and I am here
Hold your microphone like this, then they work better.
Sarasota Alliance for Fair Elections. If anyone's interested in knowing about single-member district voting, I'm here tonight, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, or do you want to make an update?
Sure.
Wait for a microphone, please.
Hi, my name is Chris Bales, and previously told everyone about our area off of Boleyn Road where we're fighting a developer who wants to put a cluster home development of 70 homes in the midst of one house per 5-acre homes. It's the rural heritage area, and it's still ongoing, and if anyone could write the commissioners, I have information about our rezone there. So anything you can do to help would be great. It's
You
very
can put them out on the table if you
Okay.
wish.
Thank you.
Ben,
Kathy, excuse me, is that up on our website, the info on that issue?
We had a discussion of it in a couple of the videos, and you did present at, I think, the last meeting, but we haven't had a meeting per se on it because the filing hadn't been made. Now, I presume that in the fall, we'll be able to focus on that if it's still an issue.
I think the planning commission, we're not sure yet.
She says, can you get back with the microphone?
Planning commission meeting may come up. The planning commission meeting is possibly going to come up August 2nd. We're not positive of the date. And then just a quick update on the Shiloh Road text amendment, where they were trying to put commercial zoning within half a mile of major arterial roads. That was unanimously defeated, turned down by the Planning Commission, thankfully, and I don't think the applicant's going to go further with it.
Okay, but they can go before the commission if they please.
Right, but all indications is that I don't think he's going to go further.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ben Cannon is not going to be available, and he said there isn't significant change in the issue with the Bath and Racket Club. Sura, do you want to make an update? Sura Kochman?
Hi, I'm Sarah Kochman. I've been involved in the Siesta Promenade development that Benderson is proposing for the corner of 41 and Stickney Point.
I can't hear you.
I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Is it low? Is it working?
Well, come up here.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Sarah Kochman. I am the person that is sort of at the forefront of the fight against Benderson's Siesta Promenade, that is at the corner of 41 and Stickney Point Road at the approach to the South Bridge to Siesta Key. In a nutshell, for those of you who don't know, they are proposing for that corner 414 apartments, 130-room hotel, and 140,000 square feet of retail. They're looking for almost double of what they would normally be allowed for the residential portion. As of, I guess, Friday, I learned that Florida Department of Transportation had met with county staff to go over the lacking information in the Kimley-Horn report. Unfortunately, according to the internal memo that I received from FDOT, FDOT is finding itself in an awkward position because they at some point will have no say-so over certain aspects of it because of the River Road swap. I'm trying through other channels to try to still oppose that from a legal standpoint as far as maintaining, the FDOT maintaining the Stickney Point Road. According to the planner that's been assigned to Siesta Promenade, he expects that Benderson will be filing a new critical area plan, not that it's going to change what I just told you that they're proposing, but there have been so many questions from staff as far as sufficiency and completeness over the course of 2 years that the county staff is asking them to submit a whole new application including all of the changes. He expects that to happen, he said, by the end of this week. He's been telling me that for months, but we'll see. If that actually does happen, the review from the county will take approximately 2 weeks if they have done everything that the county staff has asked them to do, which would mean there may be a neighborhood workshop on this in the summer, either towards the end of July or sometime in August. I have said to the planner, I really don't think it's a good idea to have neighborhood workshops when everybody is away. He said he has no say-so over when the applicant plans a neighborhood workshop. He can only have say-so over when it ends up on the Planning Commission docket. So I'm keeping an eye on it, and I will be sending out emails and posting on our Facebook page, Stickney Point Concerned Citizens, all information on that. So keep that in mind, Stickney Point Concerned Citizens. If you're on Facebook, reach out to me. It's a closed group, and I will add you in. Thank you.
This is Tom Matrullo, and he's going to give you an update on Celery Fields.
Yes, very briefly. Last year, around this time, we were preparing for a hearing where the board was going to decide whether to put a dump next to the Celery Fields or not. We figured if they could do that, they could do anything. And so we overcame that last year, but the board never went back and directed the staff to review the Celery Fields area and say, hey, wait a second, maybe we don't want to put any industry right next to this bird sanctuary. So we got together a coalition of HOAs, about 50 of them, and they have been supporting our group effort to propose better ideas for the Celery Fields than a dump. And one of the ideas that we're really excited about is the YMCA coming forward with a plan for an outdoor field for kids who live in the area, as well as grown-ups, people of all ages, that would be sited across the road from part of the Celery Fields area. So you can imagine having kids who go to the Y, and they can play sports, and then they can join a class that goes over and goes birding with the Audubon people right across the street. It's got terrific potential for synergy. We are bringing all this into the board this coming Wednesday. There's not a big presentation or anything. We're just going to bring a big binder full of our proposals to the board and drop it off and say, we'll see you after you return, read it carefully. And hopefully, when they come back, we will have a hearing and talk about better ideas for the Celery Fields than Jim Gabbert's dump.
You'll be able to write questions anytime during the forum. All you have to do is raise your hand and somebody will bring you an index card. And when you've finished filling it out, do the same thing and raise it again and somebody will come back for it. We'll have both sides of the audience covered. These are our pigeons over here that'll be doing the delivery. At this point, I'm going to give qualified candidates in the primary a minute at the podium in order to introduce themselves and make a speech of whatever you can fit into a minute that pleases you. If you'll come over here and sort of queue up, it'll save us some time. And who's first? Shirley?